This is round 2 of the Paradise Store Championships top 8. On the left we have, once again, Boundless Musclehead Whex piloted by Steve, because I forgot to fix that last time. And on the right we have, we have Von Drak, Viletown's Con, piloted by Alistair. Let's see. This one? Nope. That's not what I needed. We're going to go with this one. There we go. Let me fix Steve's name there. Sorry about that. Anyways, so anything significant about these decks? Well, we saw what Boundless Musclehead Whex could do. Super Bursty has just enough board control to keep problems down, or the threats down. Like all the control cards that Leo was trying to play. So what can Von Drak do in response to this? Let's see. We've got Gateway to Dis might be very useful here. The lack of Witch of the Eyes and regrowths will make killing the Dust Pixies actually useful, because it'll prevent Steve from using his Nature's Calls to gain extra value out of them. Poltergeist doesn't look like it has very many good targets. I guess Compod is the most important thing that needs to be hit. Ember Imps are going to be valuable. Unfortunately, the Nature's Call are a good enough answer for that. And that's really what Steve is trying to do here when he plays multiple cards. Maybe like a Squawker and a John Smith. So I guess there could be that. He doesn't seem to have any direct damage from Mars, so that's the Ember Imps are going to be good at shutting down the Mars. But Alistair also has the Common Cold to take out the Mars creatures, so he's probably not too worried about them. Let's see, Poison. He doesn't have also any of the big punishing Amber control cards. So no Too Much to Protect, no Pandemonium, no. Actually, that's about it. That's all he's really looking for in his houses. Does have a Control of the Weak, so that might buy him a turn that he needs to beat out Steve here. On the flip side, Steve does have Scrambler Storm to fight against these actually really good actions that Alistair has to fight his deck. The double Poison Waves is going to be really strong. It's going to take all the John Smiths, all the Dust Pixies. I guess you can consider the Time Traveler something worth putting damage on, but also putting damage on the Brain Eater is important. It reduces his ability to fight things for value. And with all of that gone, Steve doesn't have a lot of answers for the Witch of the Eye and Shaffles. Some of the more important cards that Alistair has. So with that said, let's see how this game turns out. They're going to review each other's decks. Any other last minute observations we can try and make about these decks? Oh boy. Where is everything? Let's see. Yeah. Silent Dagger is an interesting card with a double Silver Tooth, so Alistair should be able to get some use out of that. Someone the Fence with, let's see, anything that captures Amber? None that I'm seeing off the top of my head. Flame Reefed is a good upgrade to give onto Shaffles, so you can keep it protected, or the Ember Imp. He's missing the Shadow Self that Leo had to try and protect those valuable small creatures. Other things, Troop Call doesn't seem to do a whole lot. Vigor is interesting. There's not a lot of high power creatures to get max value out of either of these decks, so probably don't expect too much from that this game. Handed Disc might be interesting. When we saw the size of Steve's board, it doesn't really synergize well with the Gateway to Disc, but either way, it might be something that Steve has to consider. He doesn't want to put his John Smiths too central. Looks like they are finished deciding who's going first, and they're about to start doing mulligans. I can actually take down the decks efficiently now. Look at that. Look at them disappear. Here we go. So, Alistair on the right and Steve on the left. Alistair's is going first. And he's got 3 discards, 3 shadows cards, and 1 untamed card. Sounds pretty good to me. Nexus, Hidden Stash, Dominator Bauble. Oh, he puts it back. Okay. Hidden Stash is the card that I like to see in my opening hand. Lets you draw a card when you're going first. It lets you put away the cards that you don't want to see right away. You know, like Nocturnal Maneuvers doesn't really need it right away, probably. Especially considering Steve's deck doesn't seem to have... I was going to say Steve's deck doesn't have too many cards that you want to use, creatures you want to use, but there are the John Smiths, which would be important to tap down or exhaust while you search for better answers like the Poison Waves or the Common Cold. Steve finds both of his shadows, Alistair finds both of his Shadow Self and an Ember Imp. Starts off with Ember Imp. Hopefully keep Steve down. Scrambler Storm and Titan Mechanic. Alright. Alistair cannot play actions. It looks like he's going to go with his double Shadow Self turn with an upgrade. So that Scrambler Storm doesn't do anything here. I guess it is stopping his Nerve Blast, but that's not too much of an issue here. Silvertooth, Reap with Silvertooth with upgrade, deal 4 damage to the mechanic, and then fight with the other Silvertooth. And protect the Ember Imp from another Logos turn, but I guess he decides just to Reap with both. Goes up to 3 Amber here. Maybe he's hoping to force Steve to go back into Logos to deal with the Ember Imp. And Steve is happy to oblige. Archives a card. Fights Ember Imp. Trades. He doesn't really want that out there anyways, especially with the initiative that Alistair has. And that's it. That's all he does. Well, looks like the Ember did its job. That was 2 turns of Steve playing 2 or less cards. And he keeps his Silvertooth up with the valuable upgrade. Unfortunately, there's nothing for him to Nerve Blast here. He might choose to Nerve Blast his own Silvertooth. Or... oh, he's just going to hold on to it? Oh, I guess he archived it here. Reaps for 1. And then... does he reap? He probably reaps here with the other Silvertooth. Kills his already exhausted Silvertooth. To go up to 6. Go into check. Oh, he chooses not to. He values the board. Look at him go. Those seems like smart plays now. Lets him, if he can go, just go right back into shadows. Reap with the Silent Dagger. Kill the Bolter. Picks up his Nerve Blast. None. He's now regretting picking up his archive, considering the Nerve Blast isn't going to do any good unless he trades old Bruno. Yep. Reap and Reap. Oh, interesting choice here. Lets the Bolter live. He's like, oh, that was a really unfortunate mistake there to pick up his archive. Steve is trying to figure out what was in his archive. He didn't actually play any cards there. Yeah, so Reaps with Bolter, purges Silvertooth, plays his Compod. Oh, he must have played Compod the previous turn. Plays a John Smith so he uses the Compod to reveal John Smith to ready the Bolter, to Reap with the Bolter and deal another 2 damage to purge the second Silvertooth. Plays out the John Smith. I was sitting there with that old Bruno, trying to figure out just how long can it live against the at least two uses of the Bolter that Steve has available to him. He needs to find a way to get the Bolter off the board. Alright, goes back into Shadow, steals 1 by killing John Smith. Reaps for 1, and that's all he does. Oof. Alright, well, fortunately Steve is out of Mars cards. Plays a Wild Wormhole to play a Wild Wormhole to play a Twin Bolt, which will put some damage on the board, but nothing too significant. Loud work to archive another card. Gain some amber. One more amber, and he goes up to 6. Wonder if he was trying to get there. If that was part of his calculations. Probably not. But who knows? Plays Mother. Goes up to 7. Draws up to 7 cards. He's done for the turn. Alright, what? So, yeah. Alistair's got some really good... has a really good disc turn here. Poltergeist gets rid of the Compod, which is huge. The Guardian Demon's going to heal his Bruno and kill the Bolter, probably. Flame Wreath to protect the Guardian Demon sounds good to me. Sounds good. Yep. Schuler steals 1. Sends him up to 6. Okay, I didn't see the Shackles in his hand. Puts the Flame Wreath on the Shackles. Alright, so the Amber control... all I see is protect that Shackles. Alright, there goes. So Shadow Storm comes out from Steve. Everybody loses all their Amber. Oh boy. Alright, John Smith. Alright, play Squawker to ready John Smith. Good time. At least Alistair got rid of the Compod before he could do too much work. Oh, no other Mars creatures to combo with the John Smith. A little unfortunate. He does still get to reap twice, or reap once with it, and gain 1 from the Compod. Alistari is still ahead by a key. Poison Wave? Looks like it's going to do some good work. I mean, it will put 2 damage on the Shackles, but it's going to kill the John Smith. I wonder if he's holding out for more. Nocturnal Maneuvers could do the work. There's no Compod to ready the John Smith. He probably wants to get rid of the Mother. This sounds really good and profitable here. He could... what could he do? Trying to find a way to put 2 damage on one of his creatures and kill the Mother so the Guardian Demon can kill the John Smith without having to fight. I'm not sure if I'm seeing it. Was John... I don't think... Steve really only has the Marauder left, I think. And Marauder and the Spider left for Mars creatures to take advantage of the John Smith. So, probably don't have to worry too much about it. Alright, but he goes in the shadows anyways. Deals 2 damage to everything. It does give his Guardian Demon a lot of damage to play with now. So, it's kind of a weird way to charge up your Guardian Demon there. What else is he going to do? I mean, I guess he can reap with the Bruno. Sounds good to me. Trying to recall the other Shadows cards in his hand. I think he had 2 more. Oh, yeah. So Nexus. Steve does have a second artifact in his deck. And that's it. So, yeah. So he went in the Shadows to play 2 cards. He was very scared of the John Smiths. I think that's 2 of the 3 John Smiths. But because they can't combo with each other, yeah, I'm not too worried about more. Alright, Steve picks up his archives. Goes into Untamed. Snufflegator. Dust Pixie. Nature Skull. I imagine that's kind of the combo he's trying to set up here. Way of the Wolf on Mother. Okay, give Mother Skirmish. Gains an Amber. He needs to find a way to get rid of that Shackles. It's doing too much work. Scout. Alright, there it is. Gets to fight with Mother. Give it double Skirmish. It will kill the Shackles here. It will, although it's going to take 2 damage from the Hazardous. Oh, goes after the Guardian Demon. Okay. Not a bad choice. It did have a lot of damage to play with. Cooperative Hunting deals 2 more damage to the Shackles. Kills it. There you go. Look at him go. He's got all the answers in his hand. And, okay, so looks like he's out. Oh, Nature Skull. There we go. Just returns the Nexus to hand. why not? It's a little unfortunate. Didn't find any of his dust pixies that he wanted to hit with it. But he does have a second one. Alright. So, Alistair looking to go back into Dis. It's got two important artifacts, it's Bobble and Lash to come down. Alright. Trying to figure out if he can fight into the Mother. Trade your Schuler has already done its work to stop the work that Mother's doing. And that's it. Bruno's protected by the elusive, so the Snufflegator isn't going to just take it out this turn. But Alistair hasn't managed to put up too much amber the last couple turns. I guess both of them are going kind of slow right now. Alright, there's the Dust Pixie that he really wanted last turn. Goes up to 7. I wonder if Alistair has... Oh, Key Charge. There you go. Perfect. Alright, Alistair, what do you got going for us? You don't need to go into this anymore. Sound the Fence? Oh, that's interesting. I mean, it's just going to push Steve back into Untamed to kill the fence. Nocturnal Maneuvers is going to be okay here. It will tap down all of his creatures. He's only got 2 Untamed cards, looks like. Yep. Gains 1, plays an ape. Hopefully there's something else coming up. It looks like he's kind of stuck on a 2/2/2 hand. Alright, Steve goes into Logos. Plays Time Traveler. Draws 2 cards, gains an amber. He's under no pressure, he's just trying to set his board back up again. Just dig quickly through his deck. Oh wow. Alright, I guess he didn't draw into anything there. Alright, not putting up a lot of pressure. Really strange to go into Logos just for 1 card. I guess his hand might be full of Untamed. And didn't want to without being able to reap. Alright, Alistair back into Shadows probably. Archon, Sound the Fence is an important threat here. Force that Snufflegator to fight. Yep, he plays Shadows, plays Archon, steals the only amber that Steve has. Plays Nexus, plays Sound the Fence. Thankfully shifts everything down on the screen, but ignores the tape that I laid down to say please don't cross this tape. Anyways. Steve goes back into Untamed. Returns the favor for Nocturnal Maneuvers. Taps down Fence, probably. Unless he's planning on killing it this turn. Alright, tops down. I'm going to guess Fence, Nexus, and Ape. Yep, reaps with those 2 creatures. Snufflegator probably reaps here without a good target. Fights Sound the Fence anyways. Cool, plays Lost in the Woods, returns Dust Pixie Time Traveler for Bruno plus Nexus. Nexus doesn't seem too much of a threat. He doesn't have any artifacts he's trying to protect, but I don't remember him having any elusive or taunt creatures that the ape is a threat for, so Nexus just seems like the next hardest creature to deal with. Makes sense. Goes up to 6, back in check. Unfortunately, Alistair didn't quite get in the check, so it gave Steve a lot of room there to decide on what he actually wanted to do instead of just responding. Fortunately, the decks are small, so Alistair should draw back into those cards again pretty quickly. The same is true for Steve. He's going to find that Dust Pixie really quick. Along with the... So, yeah, if he draws that Time Traveler, he's probably going to draw the Dust Pixie. Oh boy. Shuffle gate, deck gate. Just start playing with your opponent's cards now. Alright. Steve ends his turn, check. Alistair is stuck with an Urchin and a Niffle Ape. Domineer Bauble, and Lash Broken Dreams. His hand is a Terror, Nature's Call, Common Cold maybe? Poison Wave. It's tough here. Poison Wave doesn't do a whole lot. It trades 1 for 1. Gateway discard doesn't do anything. I'll probably just discard the Gateway. Lash you, plays Terror, Domineer Bauble, Reap for 1. Goes to 6 himself. Discard Gateway. Yep. What's he trying? Alright, he plays Time Traveler. Draws 2 cards. Starts to deploy some of his bigger Logos creatures. Wonder what he keeps trying to draw for. Dust Pixies, Nature's Calls. It's commenting that Steve's commenting that the slowest his deck has performed. It definitely seems that way. Last game it was on fire. Alright. He's got 4 Untamed cards and 2 Shadows cards in his hand. You really want, and all of his Untamed cards have Amber Pips. That's gonna put him up to 4 Reap for 1, 5. And the Nature's Call can put back all the 3 creatures that we can even puts back the Archon to steal 1. Might be valuable. And then puts back Brain Eater and Snufflegator. And then it sounds like a pretty good line for me. Unfortunately, this is going to let Steve forge a key here, but it's going to put Alistair up to 5 Amber here, which sounds good to me. Reap with Niffle-Ape. Ooh. I wonder... Oh, I think there might have been a misplay there. I think he could have fought the ape. And then used the... Actually, never mind. I'll take that back. I'm wrong. Alright. He's sitting at 4 Amber. Trying his best. Oh boy, big Battlefleet turn. That's what he's been setting up. That's why he hasn't been playing a lot of... Just playing Time Travelers to draw cards and not do anything else. His hand is stacked full of Mars cards. Draws... Or I guess it had 4 Mars cards in it. Draws 3 cards. Shuffles again. He knows he could get lucky. Hits the Battlefleet again. Double Battlefleet. Who needs 2 when you could just hit it on the reshuffle? It certainly happened to me on Library Access before the nerf. He also now has the option to redraw into his key charge, which Alistair needs to worry about. Spider comes down. Mind Warper. So some Amber control. Bystanders commenting on some coincidences of Steve and himself. Cool. But a Common Cold sitting inside of Alistair's hand is going to take care of that Aether Spider. And he's got 2 Amber to put him up to 6. He can Reap for 7. And then what does Steve have? Steve's not going to have the Mind Warper. He's seriously considering the key charge. Untamed. Plays the Common Cold. Kills his Yep. Talking about how Common Cold deals 1 damage to everything and kills all Mars creatures. So 1 damage goes on to the Time Traveler. Nocturnal Maneuvers coming out to tap down the Time Traveler. So ends the turn at 7 Amber. Oh, and he's actually got some good options here. Alright, that's the game. Alright, win goes to Alistair. Congratulations. Thank you for watching this top 4 match of the Paradise Store Championships. If you enjoyed my commentary, be sure to check me out on Twitch, where I do the commentary live every Tuesday. Also, hit those like and subscribe buttons so you get notified when the finals go on YouTube. With that, thank you again, and have a good night.